Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome into the Grand Lake and McLean podcast presented by Ingles, the official supermarket of Grand Lake and McLean, the official supermarket of Thanksgiving, because tomorrow is Thanksgiving. As we are turning this around super quickly, Mac, we are joined by the one and only Dabo Sweeny today. And we just finished the interview. I said this to you. I said, I think that's the best interview we've ever done with Coach. I think he had some time. We weren't limited just 15 minutes, so we went for about 30. Yeah. And Dabo was in rare form. He was giving some thoughts. I absolutely loved it.
I did too. And, it's one of those things where he's so thoughtful about what he's saying, right? And he's got opinions on a lot of different things. And, we talked about ref share. We're talking about the game. We're talking about playoff situations. And then we had 10 minutes of conversation we didn't even record about, where college football is kind of going and things of that nature with roster management, things like that. He's just truly the best. And this is a huge game. He gets to that. We talk about it. We'll talk about it more on Friday and really go through this entire thing. But this is, I think, the biggest game in this rivalry's history when you talk about implications, what could be for the winner. We're not just talking bragging rights. We're talking college football playoff. And I believe the winner of this game will be there. So cannot wait. It's going to be a ton of fun. Guys, as you see, KG is wearing her beautiful Roback. I just got done hunting, so I'm in very visible stuff, not wearing that. But she looks awesome. Go to their website, roback.com. Find whatever you want. We want to help you out there with 20% off. Use our code GMPOD. Get all the great things there. And then while you're wearing that and you're comfy and you want to start cooking for Thanksgiving, you go to Ingles first. You get all the great stuff there. Load it up. It is Wednesday, so you better hurry up. They'll still have some stuff. We got to get going. Right now, pause the episode. We'll still be here and then come back. So quickly, a message from our great friends over at Ingles, and then we're going to talk to Coach Dabo Sweeny.
Did you know that Ingles sells more organics than any other store? Or that they run their own dairy? Or that they only serve USDA choice and prime meat? Did you know that they have more local craft beer than any place else? Or that they have Energy Smart stores? Or that they professionally slice and package imported cheese from Europe? Did you know about their giant international aisle, local farm partnerships, curbside pickup, wine department? Or that they donate 3,956 meals a day to local food banks? Well, now you do. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Coach Sweeny, here we go. It is Thanksgiving week, which, that means it's rivalry week, baby. It's one of my favorite times of year. What's going on? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you.
Well, everything's great. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all. This is one of my favorite weeks of my life every single year. So this is my 34th rivalry game. 13 Alabama-Auburn games, and my 21st Clemson-South Carolina game. So it's just what we do this time of year, right? Like it's crazy. You got Thanksgiving. We got to get the Christmas tree. By the way, we got recruiting and portal. We got all these things going on, and it's rivalry week. I mean, it's just awesome.
Fun times.
I love it, man. It's fun. We've, the week's different. Because obviously the guys are out of school, so your day's a little different starting today. Monday, Tuesday, very normal. Today gets a little different, which is Wednesday. I don't know if it's when y'all are playing this, so maybe I shouldn't have said Wednesday.
As soon as
it's live. Okay, so today starts a little different because we'll have a little more time with them. They got earlier meetings, and then tomorrow is very different. So it really puts a lot more on the coaches. And Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays are always, long days for us. It makes them longer because, your Thursday is very different because we try to finish up. We try to get out of here by a little before 3 on Thursdays because we have a lot of parents in town and, want the guys to be able to, go and have some Thanksgiving time with them and celebrate that. And then, boom, show up on Friday ready to go. But, so we have our team Thanksgiving dinner tonight. So we'll have about 400 or so people here. So that's always kicks the festivities off. But anyway, a lot going on. But, hey, man, it's all about the game at the end of the day. And can't wait to kick it off. Going to be a heck of a game, man. Two good teams, the highest-ranked rivalry game in the country.
Wow.
Just pretty cool to be a part of it.
No, there's no question about it. It was funny, Coach. You talk about it's just what we do in practicing ball and playing ball. I was doing radio yesterday, and someone asked me, what kind of Thanksgiving traditions do you have? I said, well, for most of my life, I was practicing football. So I guess that's kind of what we do. That's just kind of what we do. We're going to get into the game in a second because it is massive. But there was some awesome news, that came out of Clemson yesterday or 2 days ago, and I saw you speaking on this. It sounds like with this new rev share format that Clemson's not just going to be competitive. Clemson's going to be a top dog really quickly. So I kind of wanted some of your thoughts on that and how, this will allow you to really continue to change the landscape of your team.
Well, the rev shares is, as I've said many times, that just gets some normalcy. And I love the rev share because it's a part of their scholarship. It's scholastic, number one, but also it rewards them for performance. It's a part of their scholarship. Everybody's got their scholarship and it's part of that, but it's the better you do, the more opportunity you have because you have this pool of money. Now everybody gets the same amount of money, but each university decides how they divide it up, how much they're going to give to football or this or that. And obviously here at Clemson, hey, nobody's going to have more money available to football than Clemson. And so that's great. And the great thing about that is it just levels the playing field from the world we've been living in for the past, while. And because there is no order, there is no rhyme or reason for anything. There is no algorithm to come up with. No, there's no formula. Whereas with the rev share, there will be. Everything that matters. Your accountability, your academics, your performance, how many years you've started, how do you play, all that stuff matters. And it's not like, and it can go up and down. So there's incentive to perform and do well, and I think that's great. And those who will be rewarded. So obviously, but you can't spend $1 more than what you have. So you have to decide how you divide it up amongst your team. And so, and again, that affects your culture. It affects, I think that's great because again, but the NIL part and what we've been dealing with, like it's just the most random stuff on the planet that makes no sense. And, and right now, and what people don't understand is the rev share doesn't start till next year. So we've got this little gap from right now to July 1 and everybody's, we can't sit around and wait because people are operating like it's here now using the NIL, and that really makes you vulnerable. Because, we've always had the money at Clemson within our athletic department, but the NIL fundraising has been a challenge because people want to give to IPTE and they want something, they want points. They want, that's just Clemson. And, we've held our own and we've done what we need to do, but it's just been a challenge for people to donate just to the 110 and just say, hey, this is just straight pay for play, which is really what it is. And people have had a hard time with that. And so that's been a challenge, but with what they've put together now, everybody, it's the same basically until July. And so it'll help us bridge the gap to be able to do what we need to do rev share wise now, basically half of what we're going to be spending from July to January. We got to come up with the other half. And then the athletic department can pick up the tab come July. Right. So, but we have to have those conversations now, because it's a very real thing, and when people have this pile of money, if you can't operate, then it really exposes you. So it's a great thing. It's going to really help us really keep our roster, because our kids want to stay here. We've got a lot of retention here. But we have to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that we have, and it's going to be great. So I'm excited about it. It's going to be a good thing for Clemson and good thing for these kids. And again, moving forward next year, I think it really, and the NIL is not going away. There's just going to be a standard that has to be met. And, it can't just be something completely random that makes zero sense. So I think they'll create some, there's other things that'll come about, I'm sure, but that's a good thing.
Well, Coach Mack and I talked before this, and he wanted me to tell you to just send him a blank check, and he'll just fill out whatever you need, and he'll get that handle for you, Coach. So just wanted to let you know.
He's gonna start getting a check every
Oh, yeah.
year for like 10 years or something. I think if you played I think it goes
I
back
think
to
I missed it, Coach. Sadly, I think I missed it. Which
Oh,
you
you
know
were
what
here.
I'm going to do
We're
is
all-
I'm just going to send me and NCAA. I'm just going to sue them. So I'm going to get mine. Don't worry. I'm going to
Get in
get
line. Get in line. Long line.
And I'll get my check. It'll be about 10 cents. Okay,
Yeah, there you
so
go.
let's get into this playoff. The playoff rankings just came out. You guys clocked in there at number 12. And I heard some of your thoughts recently. You know, this is the SEC Big Ten Invitational, which we all are frustrated with that situation. But we're looking at a potential 3 ACC teams getting in this playoff. I mean, that is a very real possibility. Can you make the case, not just for the ACC, but for Clemson, assuming you guys beat Carolina, which we'll get into that, right? But obviously you got to do that to get in. Why Clemson? Why the ACC? And maybe a few less SEC or Big Ten teams in this playoff?
Well, I mean, I think us in Georgia, of the 2 lost teams, I think have those teams have the best. I think they're 16-6. I think it's the best of any 2 lost teams out there. The 2 that we lost to, I think it's us and Georgia are tied right there. So, I think Louisville's a good football team that can beat anybody on any given day. And again, we had a bad day. We stunk. They played well. We stunk. But you know what? There's a lot of people who have a bad day. You can have a bad day. That's just, you hate it. You want to be perfect. And then, Georgia, we play people. I mean, like, we took on Georgia 6-0 at the half, and we had about 3 plays in the third quarter. But if you really watch the tape and know what you're looking at, we weren't outmatched in that game. We weren't. And, so it didn't quite, I think it was, but that's why I love those games. Our guys, you need to be exposed to that. I mean, we could have played, XYZ group of 5 university, and now we're sitting here, instead of 9-2, we're 10-1, right? With 1 loss on a not so great day. And you're having a different conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we go out and schedule people. That's what we've always done. And then you play the schedule that you got. And that's the one thing. And then the second thing is we've got, what do we have? We're 9-2. So we got 7 power conference wins. I think that's like 4th in the nation. And then of those power conference wins, 6 of them were double digits. That's tied for 1st in the nation. So, I think we got one of the best offenses in the country. We've got a quarterback playing at a high level that's incredibly capable. We've got a Butkus finalist on defense. We're a good football team. We're not perfect. We're flawed like everybody else. I mean, everybody has some flaws, but we're a team that can I think play with anybody in the country. But it's not easy to win. We just had our 14th 9-win season in a row. It's only happened 4 times in the history of football. So we're a program of consistency. So there's a lot of reasons, but the main reason would be winning this week. And listen, we've got that opportunity. And quite frankly, I think so does South Carolina.
Sure.
So this is a top, 15 matchup. And it would be, I don't know, one of the best wins in the country on anybody's resume when you look at it. Again, nobody gets control over who you schedule other than your non-conference. So I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but we go win this game and we're 10-2. I don't see how you can't put us in. And again, it is. I mean, it's the SEC Big Ten Invitational, and Notre Dame makes up their own rules. Always have. We've been on the Roy team forever.
That's right.
We have. It's been SEC, Big Ten, Notre Dame, and the rest of y'all. It's been that way for my whole time here at Clemson. But guess what? Check our records, versus all of them. Check our records. So we've been on that team forever. We still on that team, and we've been able to win at the highest level. And but you got to earn it. I mean, you got to earn it. But what's also been demonstrated, if you do earn it, you're going to get the opportunity. You know, it might be somebody else's invitational, but they'll let you in. They'll give you a seat at the table. But then you got to handle your business. You know, so it's really not complicated. None of it matters. We can make all the case we want, but you got to win the game this weekend. That's what we got. This is a playoff game this weekend, I think, for both teams. So I think it's awesome to be a part of that. I mean, it really is. I mean, and again, you can't let the pressure of the moment be greater than the pleasure of the moment. This is like this is, man, hey, the same things win. It's nothing different, right? Like I told our staff, you don't let the expectation of winning, be greater than the joy and the appreciation of being able to prepare and compete and prepare for and compete in a game like this. I mean, you got to love it. So it's fun, but at the end of the day, it's just the routine stuff. It's blocking and tackling. You got to win the turnover margin, and you got to do the basic stuff. And in particular in this game, I mean, for sure, when we've won, we've won that turnover margin. That'd be a big part of this game.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any question, Coach. It's a simple game. When you can strip it all down and take everything out of it, it's everything you just laid out there. And you mentioned being a part of a massive rivalry game now for 30-something years. KG and I were reflecting on our kind of involvement with this rivalry game, and we only go back 13. We go back to 2011, 2010, around that area. And this one to us in particular, and maybe it's ever, but this is the biggest game with the most implications, and just because of the expanded playoff, and you have two very good teams, which is fun to see. What necessarily do you want to see from your team to, again, be that exclamation point, on Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, it's funny. There's somebody wrote a headline: Sweeny slams the Alabama-Auburn rivalry. I mean, it's just so laughable. It's like, do people even listen?
No.
Like, I was actually complimenting the Alabama-Auburn rivalry. Somebody asked me a question about the difference, and I was being honest. Like, typically that game has had more national implications. It just has. I mean, both teams have won national championships. They've been in the same division. They're in the same league. It's typically had a lot of national implications. Who's going to the SEC championship, all that stuff. I was giving them a compliment. Because I said, but it's not that way this year. This year, this game has national implications. Oh, headline: Sweeny slams the Alabama. What? I mean, people are just stupid. I mean, they really are. I mean, who writes this stuff?
Well, they know that they can take what you say and it'll get clicks from all the haters and all the people that can't.
I feel sorry for people who read that stuff and believe it.
Exactly.
It's just insanity. You can't believe anything. You believe nothing that you hear, nothing that you read, and only half of what you see. My high school coach taught me that.
Exactly.
And I think that's a good way to live. But,
Coach, let me interrupt. I'm sorry, because people will hit me with, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe Coach said this." I said, "Did you see him say it? Did you see a video of him saying it?" And they're like, "No, I read." I said, "Oh yeah, Coach, you find a video and then come back to me."
I mean, it's just unbelievable. But anyway. The Alabama-Auburn I was trying to make them a compliment. Next thing I know, I'm a headline. Oh, Sweeny slams the Alabama-Auburn rivalry. Oh, my Lord. But anyway, what was your question?
Just what do you want to see from your guys? Exclamation point, last kind of regular season.
Just do the routine things well, man. I mean, you got it. There's obviously always added juice and emotions when it's a rivalry game. Both teams understand what's at stake, but you can't focus on that. I mean, you cannot focus on outcomes. You can't focus on anything like that. You just the same thing, man. You got to stay locked in on your routine. You got to stay locked in on your play process. Like, there's a process as a player that you should have on every single play, and it never changes. It's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you don't go G. It's every play. You don't let the emotions or the implications speed you up. You slow those things down by just being present in the moment and not making it bigger than it's still football. It's still you got to win your matchup. So you focus on the things that you control, your preparation, how you think, how you respond, all right, to the success, how you respond to the adversity. Let's do the little things well. Have my eyes on my keys, proper footwork, focus on doing your job with the effort, technique, aggressiveness, and intensity that we need to execute the play the way we need it done. And so you just stay locked in, just lose yourself in the moment. That's what you have to do in these type of games. You can't sit around and get caught up in all the other stuff. And everybody else does.
Right.
But if you get bogged down and now you're not playing loose, you're not playing confident, man, you got, that's what it takes. You're not going to win these type of games if you're worried about an outcome or you're thinking about all that type of stuff. Man, you just got to go play. Hey, this is a good football team. It's a great game. Two good teams. Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. And that's just is what it is. But man, let's go. The only time you have regrets is when you don't give it all you got.
Right.
We got everything we need. We just got to give everything we got. That's just the way it is.
No doubt. One thing that I do want to follow up quickly on this that I saw this week, and it always comes up, and it's my absolute favorite, when you said USC's in California, Carolina's in Chapel Hill, and the university in this state always will, always has been Clemson. Do you miss talking trash? Because you and Beamer are friends, and he's super nice and respectful, and that's how you are. Do you miss that element of
I don't like to talk trash.
Coach, I played basketball with you. That's a lie.
Well, that's different. That's different, but that's not. I don't like to talk public trash.
That's right.
We might have some personal moments, but I don't like to talk public trash. I really don't. But that was just I bring that up every year, like I did it last week.
Favorite. I love it. I watch it every Saturday before the game, just so you know. It's my favorite thing.
But that was something that had built up all week that week, and I was mad as a freaking hornet, at Coach Spurrier, because I was told he said this and blah 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 blah. But anyway, it is what it is. Sometimes we speak out of emotion, and but hey, I mean, it's still true. I mean,
that's right.
I mean, there's nothing that. There's nothing I said that I don't think's true.
That's right.
There's not, but that doesn't mean I can't like Shane Beamer. I like Shane Beamer.
He's a big fan of this show. He watches this all the time. We're a fan of it.
I compete against a lot of friends, like I really do. Like we're going to play Oklahoma one of these days, and I love Brent Venables, but I'm going to want to smash him.
That's right.
Tony Elliott's like a son, but I want to beat him. I got two sons getting into coaching. They might be head coaches one day. I promise you, I'm going to want to beat them just like I still, when I play basketball against them, I want to smoke them, so that just is what it is. But yeah, that'll live forever. That'll be a great moment. But anyway, it's fun. I'm sure they have a lot of things to say about us as well. It kind of goes with a rivalry game.
That's right. Part of it.
Of course. All right, Coach, let's just talk about your quarterback, and then we can get you out of here. But we had Cade Klubnik on a couple weeks ago, and we've had him on before, but I thought this year, just his maturity really stood out to me, right? And to me, he's very self-aware. I mean, he was telling us, okay, this is what I needed to work on, and then I did this, and obviously those things, his pocket presence, that kind of stuff has really improved. What can you say about his kind of self-awareness and just what he worked on? And then how happy does it make you as a coach to see those improvements actually happen? It's got to be a special feeling.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's just, we knew he was incredibly talented and gifted coming in here, but that's why he didn't play right out of the gate. He wasn't ready. He's always had this skill set that you can go, oh wow, but that doesn't make him a great quarterback, and that doesn't mean he gives you the best chance to win. That's different. And sometimes you can play a guy before he's really ready for that moment, and then you can really hurt his development. And so I think we brought him along at a good pace. DJ, when they were here, he gave us the best chance to win. And, as much as everybody talks about DJ was 22-6 here as a starter. And, two of those losses were in double overtime, and two of them, I think, by 1 point, but he ended up taking the job. And, last year as a first-year starter, well documented. He showed a lot of immaturity, not as a human being, but as a player at this level. Negative plays, sacks, TFLs, trying to do too much, trying to make every great play as opposed to check the ball down, run for 6 yards, pocket awareness. Just the game was fast. And now the game has slowed down, and we still need it to kind of go down here a little bit, but it's gone from here. He's above water now, you know, and that's just kind of been his progression. And that's happened because of who he is as a person, his character, his work ethic, his love of competing, his will to be coached. And you go through all those things, and you grow from experience. So he learned, and then I got to get bigger. I got to get stronger. I mean, he's a completely different person now than he was 2 years ago physically. And now he's got all this experience. He's got scars on him. He's got wounds. Those things teach you, and they shape you if you're made of the right stuff. And they have done that for him. And he is self-aware, and like that's been a big difference in him this year. It's like there's a lot of times we come in and especially if there's been a couple of these games where I got a lot of comments on him, and I make him, he'll come in here and he and I'll go through it. Just like, I want to make sure we're on the same page. And like he's, it's not like, well, no, no, it's complete ownership. Like he's like, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And he is self-aware, and he sees it. So he's still got another level to go to, but everything we needed from him, I thought he did a poor job. I thought his worst game was Virginia Tech. He took 4 sacks, and then he took 2 at Pitt. He shouldn't have taken any of those. But I loved how he played this week. He was precise, and just it was awesome to see him just execute the way he needed to. But he's had a really good year, and all the things that we needed him to do, he's done. We needed to be more explosive in the passing game. We need to push the ball down the field. Check, check, check. Right. We needed him to make us better and use the gift that God gave him below the waist in those legs. He's done that. I mean, he just won a game for us, right? And he's his pocket presence, his timeliness on extending plays, or just moving the chains, or making it a 3rd and short. He's taken fewer negative plays, TFL, sacks, just from decision making. And he's just improved in every single area. He's got 29 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. I mean, he's done an awesome job. And then he's become a leader of the team. He's not just the quarterback last year that's trying to get the belief of the offense. He's the leader of the team. So his maturity and all those things, and but there's still a whole nother level for him. And this is a great opportunity as he gets to play in this moment. It's huge for him because, hey, listen, he's coming back. He's gonna have we're gonna have a great football team next year. Like we got a lot of people back next year, and so this is great opportunity for him to go have a great finish and create some wind in his sails as he strives to take another step next year.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see, and it has been fun to watch his development. Coach, we could talk to you for hours. We're going to get you out of here. I do have one fun question, though. You've got Thanksgiving tonight. You've got real Thanksgiving tomorrow. What are some must-haves on the plate that you will be eyeing and going after?
Yeah, well, certainly the turkey. I mean, for sure. My mom's macaroni and cheese.
Yes.
And my mom makes this chicken and dressing, and it's just amazing. So got to have the chicken and dressing, got to have the mac and cheese, got to have the turkey. I'm looking for some pecan pie.
Okay.
So looking for that somewhere, so hopefully that'll pop up. But that's kind of that's my main go-tos.
That's perfect. You're the best, man. Thank you for your time. Good luck this weekend. We can't wait to see it.
All right. Y'all have fun.